have a dynamic warm-up. We've got some upper back exercises. I feel like a lot of us are missing doing pull-ups and stuff like that. And so I wanted to add some upper back exercises. And for this one, you just need a single dumbbell or kettlebell, and I'll go over those movements. We've got some kickstand deadlifts, which I was told were really effective. People had some sore glutes and everything like that, which was the goal. So we have some kickstand deadlifts as well as some hip thrusts with pause at the top. And then finally, we've got a little upper body finisher with some curls, some skull crushers, and some floor presses. Can everybody see the programming who wants to see it? Yes, okay, cool. All right, I think we're gonna go ahead and get started. I feel like this is probably who's showing up. So we're gonna start off with just some dynamic warm up. So let's stand up, let's get to the end of our mat. We're gonna do that Jefferson curl, which is that nice, slow forward fold. All right, so I'm gonna stand at the end of my mat, tuck my chin, roll my hips, roll my shoulders, and slowly just reach down to the floor, one vertebrae at a time, nice and slow. Once you get all the way to the bottom, we're gonna come all the way back up. The last thing that will extend will be the top of our head. Let's get 2 more of those. Last one. Let's do some windmills, and we don't need a weight for that. We can just get into a nice wide straddle. Let's raise our right arm directly over our right shoulder. And I'm gonna reach down to my shin or my feet with my left arm, pushing my hip to the right, looking at my right arm, and then coming back up. Let's get a couple windmills on each side. Good, let's switch sides. Good. Let's get in 10 air squats. Let's make our first 5 with a nice long pause at the bottom. So 5 pause squats, and then 10 with a little more tempo, a little bit more movement. So get down to the bottom of our squat and just see where we're at as far as getting nice and deep into it. All right, come back up. Again, nice and low. Let's get our last 5 with a little bit of some tempo. Good. Next, we have our shoulder taps. So I'm going to get into a quadruped position. So I'm not going to be in a plank. I'm going to get into a quadruped position, just meaning I'm going to be on all fours. So my knees are under my hips, my hands under my shoulders. This is going to be my starting position. From here, I'm just going to lift my knees just off the floor. So my knees are just about an inch off the floor, and I'm going to perform 20 shoulder taps. When you're done, let's go ahead and lay flat on our back. And we're going to do 10 straight leg sit-ups. So I'm going to lay legs extended, legs in a little bit of a straddle. I'm going to come all the way back. With my legs straight, I'm going to come all the way up, touch my toes, and then back. So let's get 10 of those. All right. Nothing like hot coffee on a hot day. Just not a fan of iced coffee, so I just don't, even on hot days, I just have to still drink hot coffee. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the next set of movements. We have 3 movements. These are all designed to be an upper back movement, right? Our lats, our rhomboids, the muscles that surround our shoulder blades. We have a static plank row. It's going to be 30 seconds on each side. We got alternating dumbbell or kettlebell rows. And then we've got something called a crush row. Right? These don't have to mean anything to you. I'm just going to show you what they are. They're all real simple. So I don't think anybody should have a problem with this. There we go. Okay. So our static plank row. So with either a kettlebell or a dumbbell, they both work. I'm going to get into a plank position. I'm going to grab my weight, and I'm going to hold this position for 30 seconds, right? My elbow is tucked into my side. My shoulder is over my hand. I'm in a nice tight plank position. My butt's not in the air. And I'm just going to hold this for 30 seconds on one side, and then 30 seconds on the other side. So that's the first movement. The next movement is going to be our alternating rows. Feet are outside of my hips. I'm going to hinge at the hips, and it's just going to be alternating kettlebell or dumbbell rows. And this is almost a little bit more of like a juggling, where I'm not going to let the weight touch the floor. Again, you can do that with a kettlebell or a dumbbell. And I'm just going hand to hand rows for 30 seconds. My crush row, the last movement. If I have a kettlebell, I'm going to grab the bell of the kettlebell. I'm going to try to squish the bell. So I'm literally putting pressure, like I'm trying to put a dent in that. So I'm pressing in as I row into my belly, my upper belly. Right, from the side. And the whole time, and if you're using a dumbbell, just use the head of one of the dumbbells. All right. And so we're going to do each one of those movements for 30 seconds. So before we get started, are there any questions? Is there any questions? We have that row plank, a static row plank, 30 seconds each side, 30 seconds of alternating rows. And again, it's kind of like juggling. The dumbbell or kettlebell doesn't touch the floor. All right. And then finally, we're going to do our crush row, where we are literally trying to crush the kettlebell or dumbbell as we pull those elbows to our side, pulling it into my stomach. Right, and we're going to do that for 30 seconds. And again, you don't have to get 100 reps. It's more quality over quantity. Okay. Any questions before we get that timer going? Okay, beautiful. So I will give you guys a countdown. We're starting off with our plank row. Let's all get in our plank position. Let's situate our dumbbell or our kettlebell next to us. All right, let's get ready in 3, 2, 1, and go. 30 seconds, static hold. Keep that elbow tucked into your side. Hips aren't too high, so this looks just like a regular plank. Keep holding, we're almost there. We got less than 10 seconds. Keep holding, keep holding, keep holding. And time, good. All right, let's go ahead and switch sides. Now let's get ready. Another 30 seconds in 3, 2, 1, and go. Good. Check yourself. Make sure your hips aren't sticking in the air. We don't want our butt in the air. We want to be like flat as a board from our ankles to our shoulders. We got 10 seconds. Keep holding. Keep holding. Keep holding. In 5. And time. Good. All right, we got our alternating bench row. Alternating bench row. All right, let's get ready in 3, 2, 1, and go. Almost there, keep working. And time. All right, the last thing is going to be our crush row. So we're holding that weight in between both hands. Right, in between both hands. Back is flat. I'm pulling it into my stomach as I'm trying to crush that weight, right? Get ready in 3, 2, 1, and go. Again, you don't have to get a ton of reps. In 30 seconds, if you're getting 30 reps, you're doing it too fast. It should be slow and controlled, and I really want you trying to crush it. I'm talking to you, Elaine. Don't just hold on to it. Crush it. If you're trying to push, exert force, you're going to put a dent in that weight. And time. Good. Very nice. All right, we're going to do it again. Any questions after we've got one round in? Any questions on those movements? For the most part, everybody looked like they were doing them correctly. Okay. All right, let's get ready. We're gonna go back into our plank. In 3, 2, 1, and go. It's just a static hold. Got that elbow tucked into our side. Almost there. Keep holding. Keep holding. 5 seconds. And time. All right, let's switch sides. All right, in 3, 2, 1, and go. Less than 10 seconds. Come on, keep holding. Keep holding. Keep holding. In 3, and time. All right. Alternating bent row. Alternating bent row. Which this particular move can be really challenging if all you have is something that's really heavy. This definitely works better with something that's a little bit moderate, but I guess you got to do with what you got to when you have. So, all right, let's get ready. Let's pick up our weight. We got 30 seconds in 3, 2, 1, and go. Very nice. Looks like we got some people with some rhythm there. Beautiful. Beautiful, Miho. Nice, April. Perfect, MJ. 5 seconds. Keep working, you guys. And time. All right. Last thing is going to be that crush row, right? I really want us to be exerting force, trying to exert force inward as we're rowing up, right? So if I'm just holding on to my dumbbell down here and pulling up, I'm essentially just holding onto the dumbbell. I'm not exerting any force in. So I want to be crushing in, and it's actually going to push my elbows out just a little bit. So I'm pushing in as I pull my elbows into my body. And the whole time I'm pushing in, I'm exerting force, trying to smash that weight. All right, 30 seconds. Let's get ready in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, very nice. The set looks much better, much better. Slow and controlled, slow and controlled. We got less than 10 seconds, you guys. Less than 10 seconds. And time, time. All right, we got this whole thing one more time. One more time. Everybody grab a sip of water, rest for a second, drink some hot coffee if you're ridiculous like me. Oof. It went from like really nice fall weather to blazing hot summer. This is crazy. MJ, are you drinking coffee too? Yeah, all right, good. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was like 96, 97 degrees out yesterday, same today, or at least it will be. And then what, a week and a half ago, it was in the 60s? Crazy. All right, no more small talk. It's our last set. All right, everybody's favorite, that static plank hold. I can tell by the looks on your faces, you guys want to do this every day. All right, let's get ready. 3, 2, 1, and go. Good. Elbow tucked into your side, squeezing those abs, being as static as you can, like you're a statue. You're just sitting there. You can sit there all day long. Almost there. We got 10 seconds, you guys. Keep holding. Keep holding. Keep holding. 5. And time. All right. We're going to do the other side. Let's get ready. In 3, 2, 1, and go. At least this is the last time you have to do this today. We got 15 seconds. We're halfway there. Keep holding. Keep holding. 5. And time. Beautiful. Beautiful. Good. All right, we got our alternating bent row. Alternating bent row. All right, let's get ready in 3, 2, 1, and go. Keep working. And time. Good. All right. Last set of our crush row. All right. It's like everybody kind of figured this movement out. The last set looked much better than the first set. So let's just improve on that. Make our third one our best one. All right. So I'll get ready. We got our crush row in 3, 2, 1, and go. Good. Nice and slow and controlled. Putting a dent in that weight, smashing that weight in as we slowly pull it into our belly. And time. Beautiful. All right, let's set our weight down. Let's grab a sip of some water. And then we'll pull up the next part of today's programming and we'll briefly talk about it. I'll demo it and then we'll take it from there. So probably about 3 weeks ago, I'm pretty sure we did the same exact couplet of 2 movements. We did our kickstand deadlift, or maybe we did single leg deadlifts, but we did combine that with a hip thrust with a pause at the top. And the feedback that I got was that it was really effective, that some people were really sore, that you could really feel that it was isolating your glutes, and that's something we want to do. There's so many movements we do in CrossFit that use our glutes, but it uses all of our body. And so if you're really strong in other places, it's really easy to let those parts of your body kind of overtake your glutes. And it's good every once in a while to do some glute isolating movements, or movements that you can't do without making those glutes work. All right. So I'll demo those and then we'll get down to business. Okay. First things first, our kickstand deadlift. It's essentially a single leg deadlift, but we're using our back leg for balance, right? And that's our kickstand. That's going to keep us nice and balanced. And I find that for most people, it's more effective than doing a single leg deadlift just because some people have some balance issues. So no big deal. So with our kickstand deadlift, you can do this with either a dumbbell, kettlebell. If you have 2 dumbbells, great. Whatever you have, we're going to be in that kickstand position. So I have one foot in front of the other foot, and I don't want to be in a deep lunge, right? I don't need my feet to be too far away. They're almost heel to toe. There's a little bit of space in between, but they're fairly narrow, right? I'm working on that lead leg. From here, I'm going to hinge at the hips, lowering my weight, and I want to lower that weight straight down. I don't want it to come out in front of me. I want to hinge and lower that weight either on the inside of my foot, directly above my foot, but I just don't want it to come out in front of me, right? So my kickstand deadlift is going to look like this from the other side, right? I'm focusing on that lead leg. I'm really focusing on keeping a neutral spine, right? Pushing those hips back, coming down, and squeeze. So that's going to be our kickstand deadlift. We have 8 to 10 of those on each side. And then we have 20 hip thrusts with a 2-second pause at the top. And if we have some weight, let's add that weight to it, right? So if I have a dumbbell, I'm going to put the dumbbell on my lap. If I have the kettlebell, I'll put the kettlebell on my lap, either one. Probably a great opportunity to use that towel that you brought and just set it there. Give you a little more comfort. These black mats I have out here getting a little toasty. So I'm going to prevent myself from getting cooked. Lay down flat. And again, feet are about hip width, right? So they're not real narrow. Feet are about hip width. And I have my heels down and my toes are up. Heels down and toes are up. My hip thrust movement is going to look like this, right? I'm pushing those hips as high as I can. I'm opening those hip joints, right? Driving those hips to the ceiling, right? I'm going to add some weight to it. And it's going to be a 2-second pause at the top. When I come down, it's just like an afterthought. It's down, right back up. So it's going to go 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, and so on. So the pause is at the top, the down part, again, your butt touches the floor, and then it's like the floor is lava. It's down, and then you go right back up into that static position. We're driving through our heels, okay? Are there any questions before we get started?
For the kickstand deadlift, is the front leg, is it straight or is it slightly bent?
Just knee, yeah, just unlocked. It's essentially like what you would do a Romanian deadlift. So they're just unlocked, but we don't want a whole lot of bend, right? So once we get into that position, right? So once I'm in my position, this leg is slightly bent, but it doesn't move at all. All the movement happens right here at the hip. So I'm just going to hinge and up.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we changing size at all?
So we're going to do all of our kickstand deadlifts. Yeah, so let's do all of our kickstand deadlifts. So we'll do 8 to 10 on one side. We'll do 8 to 10 on the other. And then we're going to do our 20 hip thrusts with a 2-second pause at the top. And so let me just take a quick survey, because the last time we did this, I counted out the reps for the hip thrusts. I found like that was very effective, but that means we're also going to have to wait for everybody to be done with their deadlifts. Are you guys still cool? You guys want me to do the counting for you? Okay, yes. Beautiful. Good. Okay, good. Okay, perfect. Are there any other questions before we get started? Nope. Okay. All right, very cool. So let's knock out our kickstand deadlifts. We've got 8 to 10 on each side. And then when you're done, just hang tight because we'll do our hip thrust together. All right, let's go ahead and get started. 8 to 10 on each side, really focusing on that lead leg. Yeah, and slow and controlled, slow and controlled. This is one of those things where you will get much more out of it if the descent down and the ascent back up are both around the same speed, right? Down and up. You should really feel it in that lead leg. And if you don't, let me know because we can probably make some adjustments. All right, focus on keeping that back nice and neutral. Very nice, Liz. Let's make sure we stand all the way up at the top of each rep. Yes, there we go. All right, looks like everybody is done with their kickstand deadlifts. I'll give you a second to get into position for your hip thrust. Remember, we want to lay down flat. We want our heels close to our butt, and we want our feet about hip width. And we're pushing through those heels. We're pushing through those heels. All right, we're driving those hips to the ceiling as much as we can. We're really literally just trying to push those hips to the ceiling as far as we can. And remember, the floor is lava. So we're gonna, as soon as our butt comes down, we touch the floor and then we shoot right back up, okay? All right, looks like everybody is ready. Let's go ahead and drive those hips up. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 6. 1, 2, 7. 1, 2, 8. 1, 2, 9. 1, 2, 10. 1, 2, 11. 1, 2, 12. 1, 2, 13. 1, 2, 14. 1, 2, 15. 1, 2, 16. 1, 2, 17. 1, 2, 18. 1, 2, 19. 1, 2, 20. Beautiful. Very nice. Very nice. For the most part, it looked like everybody was doing that correctly. Really just drive those hips to the ceiling. We should, you know, as if you're, you know, you got 100 pounds on that stomach or those hips and you're trying to get it off of you. And Kangzi, I think you want your feet a little bit closer to your hips, okay? Yep, just a little, not more narrow, just close to your hips. I'll show you. Right. So I'm laying down flat. I don't want my feet out there. I just want them a little bit closer, right? So not out here. Here. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. It'll just increase your range of motion. You'll actually be able to have a greater range of motion. All right. Set number 2. Let's go ahead and pick up our dumbbells or kettlebells. We've got 8 to 10 kickstand deadlifts on each side. Remember, our feet aren't super spread apart. They're fairly close together. It's almost heel to toe. Hinging at the hips. Hinging at the hips. Focusing on keeping your back nice and neutral. Pushing those hips back. Squeezing those glutes on the way up. Summer's here. It's short season. Get those booties nice and round. Nice, Elaine. Let's try to keep that lead leg just a little more straight. And your feet are too far apart. Again, you want that, it's almost heel to toe. And when I say heel to toe, I mean the heel of my lead leg is almost in line, right? In line with the toe of my back leg. All right, so I'm not far apart, fairly narrow. Boom. All right, looks like everybody is done with their deadlifts. Let's lay down flat. Let's get into position. Let's get ready for our hip thrusts. All right, feet are about hip width. Our heels are nice and close to our butt, and we're driving through those heels. So I actually prefer to have my toes just slightly elevated off the floor as I push through those heels, okay? So I'll get ready. All right, let's get our hips up. And 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 6. 1, 2, 7. 1, 2, 8. 1, 2, 9. 1, 2, 10. 1, 2, 11. 1, 2, 12. 1, 2, 13. 1, 2, 14. 1, 2, 15. We got 5 more, you guys. 1, 2, 16. 1, 2, 17. Almost there. Big drive. 1, 2, 18. 1, 2, 19. Last one, big push. 1, 2, 20. Beautiful. I saw you fist pumping, Liz. I'm all about the 80s music nowadays.
She's totally part of my karaoke repertoire. I mean,
Yes.
I'm like the wig, you know, it's
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
You gotta do it.
All right, you guys, we have one more set. Does everybody feel this in their glutes? I mean, I know this isn't the same as like doing it with heavy barbells, but for sure they should be burning. Yes, okay, good. Yeah, people are giving me dirty looks. Perfect, that's what I want.
A lot more than the barbell.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's just
Interesting.
because you're making us like actually hold it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, good, good. All right, everyone, we have one more set. One more set. So let's go ahead. Let's start those single leg, or I'm sorry, the kickstand deadlifts. Let's get started with our kickstand deadlifts. Slow and controlled. Slow on the way down, slow on the way up, squeezing those glutes. All right, we should really feel it in the hamstring and glute of that lead leg. Beautiful, beautiful. Telling you, if you ever want to do some accessory work after your WOD, or a day that you missed it, just revisit a couple of these movements we do on Power Hour. Right? You don't have to murder yourself with an hour-long workout. 20 minutes to a half an hour. Mix in some push-ups with these kickstand deadlifts and some hip thrusts and call it a day. All right, but they're very effective, and definitely if you have a desire to make some actual physical changes with your glute, right? If you're one of those people that are like, oh, I want my butt to be rounder or whatever it may be, I would say do something like this circuit 3 to 4 times a week, right? 3 to 4 times a week, hip thrusts, some sort of glute isolating movement, and it will make a difference, right? Glutes are a muscle. You can grow them. They will become rounder and more prominent. So just saying, but if you don't care about that, then don't listen to me. All right, last set of hip thrusts, you guys. Last best, last best. All right, let's get into position. All right, everything you got. Drive those hips to the ceiling, driving through those heels. Let's get ready. 3, 2, 1. Let's get those hips up. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 6. 1, 2, 7. 1, 2, 8. 1, 2, 9. 1, 2, 10. Halfway there. 1, 2, 11. 1, 2, 12. 1, 2, 13. 1, 2, 14. 1, 2, 15. 1, 2, 16. 1, 2, 17. 1, 2, 18. Last two, you guys. 1, 2, 19. 1, 2, 20. Beautiful, beautiful. Very nice, very nice. Good job. All right, you guys rest for a second. I'm gonna demo the last couple movements we're gonna do, okay? This is where our towel comes into play. We're gonna do some curls, we're gonna do some tricep extensions, and then we're gonna finish it with some floor presses, all right? And you can accomplish this with a kettlebell or a dumbbell, it doesn't matter. All right, so I got my towel. I'm gonna loop it in between my kettlebell. If I have a dumbbell, I'm gonna loop it around the head. All right, and I'm gonna perform my curls. We have 8 to 10 curls. After that, we have skull crushers. This thing is getting hot. They're skull crushers. If we're using a dumbbell, I'm going to hold the dumbbell in between my hands. Arms are extended above my shoulders, and I'm just moving at the elbow and extending back up. May even help to hold either side of the dumbbell because it'll give you greater range of motion. I don't want us to be moving here at the shoulder, right? So we don't want to be moving at the shoulder. I want all the movement to happen at the elbow. Okay, if we're using our kettlebell, we're going to hold it upside down by the handle. And again, I'm just going to extend at the elbow. I'm trying to make sure all the movement happens here, not at the shoulder, right? I'm not moving at the shoulder. And then finally, our chest press or our floor press. So I've finished my skull crushers. And then I'm going to go straight into a floor press. If the weight feels light to you, I know the rep says, I think the reps say 10 to 12. I'm not sure. I got to take a look. Yeah, 10 to 12. But if it feels light, go 15, go 20. It should be like a little bit of a finisher, those floor press, where it starts to burn. Your arms are burning, your triceps are burning, your chest is burning a little bit, all right? So 10 to 12 towel curls right into your 10 to 12 skull crushers, and then finish with a good burn with that floor press, all right? Regardless if it's a kettlebell or a dumbbell, right? It's a kettlebell, we can still hold the kettlebell on either side, and I'm just pushing up. Now I'm going to do, again, if 12 is too little, I'm going to go 15. If 15 is too little, I'm going to go 20, okay? Until it really starts to burn. So, does anyone have any questions on those three movements? All right. If not, let's go ahead and get started. We got 10 to 12 curls, towel curls, keeping those elbows glued to your side. Perfect, MJ, just like that. Elbows are glued to your side. Nice and static, nice and controlled. All right. And we want to pull it as high as we can, right? So we should finish somewhere around our chest. Boom. Then we got 10 to 12 skull crushers. If we're using a dumbbell, let's hold it on either side of the dumbbell here, right? If we have a kettlebell, we're going to hold that kettlebell in between our, upside down, and we're going to hold it by the handles. Really make sure those skull crushers are nice and controlled. All the movement happens at the elbows. That's perfect, April. Good job. Nice, Miho. Nice, Elaine. Nice, Kingsley. Good, Hanan. Good, Elizabeth. And then when you're done with the 10 to 12 skull crushers, go right into those floor press and bang them out. 12, 15, 20 of them. Whatever feels where you're getting to a point where you're going, shit, I don't think I can do one more. Nice, Elizabeth. All right, once you're done, if you rested just a little bit, let's get started again. If you're still working on your first set, that's okay. Finish your first set. That's for you, Liz. I know. Okay, as soon as this whole thing's over, we are doing a karaoke night, right? For sure. For sure.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Very nice. Everybody's form looks great. Nice skull crushers, MJ. Nice, Elizabeth. Those look like some really good curls. That's like perfect. All right. Once you have finished round 2 and you've rested just a little bit, let's knock out round 3. If you're still working on round 2, that's okay. That's okay. Keep working. Nice, April.
skull crusher to floor press was tough.
Yes. Yeah, I know. This was my workout yesterday, most of this. So yeah, no, it was super challenging, and I've been trying to find more ways of targeting like my triceps besides just doing push-ups all the time. So yeah, that's good.
Thanks for the arm stuff.
Yeah, no problem, MJ. I knew you would appreciate it.
Yeah.
After weeks,
And the glute is,
everything's been legs for weeks. So
I mean, glute,
Yeah. Glutes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, glute stuff, never, we should do glute stuff like 3-4 times a week if we could.
Well, like, especially if you're like, one of the reasons I had such a horrible injury is because I was so front quad dominant, right? And
Yeah,
so it's like,
yeah.
it wasn't engaging my glutes enough. And so this is like perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of people don't realize how quad dominant we become by doing so much squatting.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, wonderful work, wonderful work. Again, I recommend you guys give me some suggestions if you want to do anything next week for Power Hour. Let me know. There's no bad suggestions. I'll take it into account. I'll try to mix it into the programming. If not, we'll probably just end up doing some of the stuff that I have done during the week. No big deal. All right, everybody have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. Thank you so much for joining me. Stay hydrated, like I know you all are.
Thanks.
I
Thanks.
drink a lot of freaking water. I'm too big. I need to lose weight, so I don't have to drink so much water.
All right, everybody have a wonderful weekend.
Bye, Colin.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
How do I leave?